Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Kitty. In this video, as you can tell by the title, I had some requests, quite a few suggestions about doing a scary storytelling kind of video. So if you're interested in hearing some scary stories, please keep watching. One time I was driving back to PERIDOT where my stepmom used to live. I was just taking some stuff over there for like storage, and there's this road on our res called Lower PERIDOT Road. In that area, people say like they see like little people. Well, I was driving, it was probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's not uncommon for me to be awake that late because I have insomnia issues and I'm always awake late. But I was the only person on the road, and I was in my sister's truck because I was borrowing it. And I remember driving, and then I seen this little person. It was like a boy. He just ran across the road, and I looked and I saw him go down into the ditch, and it's pitch black after that. And he was not wearing any shoes. I couldn't really tell his clothes. I just know that he was clothed and that he was a boy figure. And then I looked at the time and I was thinking like, damn, that boy is brave to be running around this late at night, especially when they see, you know, shit around here. And then I thought about it and I was like, man, people say they see like little people around here. Was that a little person? But I got freaked out, like just chills down my whole body, and I took off and I stayed, I think, at my stepmom's the night because I didn't even want to go back, like drive around. It's just crazy. There's a lot of weird, strange activity that go on the reservation. I really truly believe that a lot of it has to do with, you know, like the lingering energies around there and traumatic stuff that happened there, especially like with the government, the cavalry, the wars, Apache wars, killings, violence, rapes, murders, all kinds of stuff. I had a family member driving one time, and it was right there, right by the return after the casino. There's a major train crossing right there. They just happened to look that side and they saw like a little person standing there, and they got freaked out, and they almost, like, because it's a curb and they're going like this, they almost hit the side rail, and passenger had to help get control, and they were shook up, they were freaked out, and they like hauled us home. And like maybe 12-13 minutes down the road, as they're getting into town, they saw that same little person standing on the side of the road, like smiling at them, and they just freaked out. And I remember that person could not sleep like for weeks after that. They were like scared. So it's crazy because you hear a lot of stories about little people on our reservation. Another story that I want to tell about is in Point of Pines, up there in the mountains where I'm from. There's Anasazi ruins up there. I had a relative that worked at the summer camp up there, the youth summer camps. They stay anywhere from 2 weeks to a month up there, and they camp out and just, you know, have activities out there and everything. One night they were in their tent, and, you know, like the moon was flashing down to the tent, and you can see, you know, people walk by, if they walk by, and they saw like little kids like walking by, like kind of like running by, sneaking by. And he thought and it was really late, and he was like probably one of the few awake, maybe the only one awake. He thought it was one of the little kids, and so he opened his tent and he looked down. He said it was like little people, like they went and stole some food from them or something, because they were carrying stuff, and he could hear them talking, and he said it sounded like Apache, but it was like an older version of Apache where you can't really make out anything. But one stopped and saw him, and they just all ran off, and he didn't even bother chasing it because, like I said, it's so common that people talk about little people, you know, on our reservation. And then going back off that story from the mountain, one of my cousin's grandma, which is not my grandma, but, you know, I know who she was. She was pretty much a grandma to me. She was telling us when she was small that she went out there with her family. She had to go to the restroom, and there's no restroom out there, nothing. So her dad basically told her, you know, go find a bush or a tree, you know, or somewhere out there and go to the restroom. So she went, you know, like 200, 300, 400 yards away, you know, a good distance to keep privacy. She said, you know, she was taking care of business, and then she just happened to, she heard like something like a branch or something, like somebody walking, and she looked over and she said she saw a little man sitting there, and he just looked at her and he gave her like this creepiest smile, and she said she freaked out and she took off, and she went to go tell her dad, and her dad was telling her, you know, not to be scared, that there are little people that live around there and that they've always been around. So I don't know, it kind of makes you think like maybe Anasazis are still around, because people say when they do encounter them, they do talk a language and it's like a native tongue, but not, they can't make it out. Or if it's just like another tribe, another band of our people that live out there, or they could be spirits. I don't know, but people do talk about them, and they do say they see them every now and then. Oh, I have another relative, was going to work one morning really early, like dark, and he was, you know, going to go warm up the truck. He saw a little person walking like toward the river, and he freaked out and he went back inside. I think he was gonna like go get his gun or something, but that thing was gone, and it was a little person. So I've heard stories, and it's one of our elders, but my cousin was telling me, you know, that lived with them. So it's just kind of creepy, like these stories that go on. I've heard stories about people getting possessed, people having paranormal activity inside their house. We've had weird stuff happen in our home. We, as Native American peoples, when dogs start crying, we know they see something or hear something that we can't see. So I do remember, like, growing up in the res, every time dogs cry, we're like what's going on out there, you know? Yeah, there's just so many stories that I can think of that I heard and that we've gone through personally. What I want to know is if you guys have any scary stories about little people. I'm noticing that other native tribes do have stories about little people. So I'm really fascinated. I really want to know. I don't want to ever see one. Hell no, I don't ever want to see one. But I believe they're out there. You know, if one person told me, I'd be like, eh. But if like a lot of people tell you, then kind of has to be true, right? Like there's a common theme going on. I think they're out there. They have to be. Let me know if you guys like this story. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. You can click this corner where it says subscribe right here, or you can click my face at the end of the video, or you can just click subscribe on the bottom. Please feel free to share this video with your family and friends, or anybody who you think would like it. And thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.